I wanted to get this in. The White House has issued a statement. It reads as follows. The president encourages any American across the country with any knowledge of this suspect to please call the FBI, who continue to assist state and local authorities. The prayers of the entire White House are with the Guthrie family. I mean, that's yet another reason why it's only a matter of time. You've got everybody from the FBI director to the president of the United States. I mean, NBC is going to blanket this guy's pictures. And, you know, that's their nightly news, at least, still has a decent size audience. I'm sure their Today Show audience is inflated this week for obvious reasons. But everybody, all the podcasts, like, this is not your average case. I can't remember a case with this much notoriety in recent history where we were all working together to find a perp. This guy's got a noose around his neck, Maureen. It's just a matter of time before we tighten it.
I love it. And he's backed into a corner and he's stressed beyond belief and he's freaking the hell out. And good. I'm glad. I hope he suffers.
Same. Don't you think, Chad? Like, this guy right now, there is this man. This man exists. This man has committed a terrible crime. The exact nature of it, we have yet to determine. But this guy knows this is happening just as the three of us do. And somewhere he's having a holy effing S moment thinking, what do I do now?
I bet he's really regretting having that crusty ass mustache and thing under his lip that was shown, because that's going to be a tall tale sign to give him away. Not too many people I know have those types of mustaches. And, you know, someone's going to be sitting at the dinner table tonight, looking across being like, might be time to call 1-800-FBI.
Could you explain that to me? What do you, I can see he's got facial hair, but what exactly are you referring to?
So there's another image where you see kind of, I don't even know what's it called? The little small mustache kind of, or the little.
It's not exactly a goatee, right?
Yeah.
It's a patch? What do you call it, Steve?
It's
some sort of a patch.
I don't want to use the term that was used in college.
A soul patch? That's what we call it? Okay. My team is a lot hipper than we are. Soul patch, S-O-U-L.
Right. So, I mean,
we'll try to get the picture up while you're talking, but you can see it. You can see that there's hair, like that little round circle for the mouth in the ski mask does reveal hair above and below.
Yeah.
I
basically had to take the video and I had to pause it. The video if you pause it about the 2-second mark and zoom in, you can see it. Yep. Right there.
Oh, this one?
Yep.
Yeah.
Kind of looks like more of the little patch.
That's a good catch.
Yeah. Yeah. Which means he has facial hair above and below. But I will say, not to bring it back to the brother-in-law, but he's got a beard and a mustache. And if you have just a beard, it can go all the way up there. Like, I don't know. We're only seeing a patch, but it doesn't mean it is only a patch.
Right.
Like, it could be full facial hair to the left and the right. Because the mouth is just a circle, just cutting out, just like you just see the bottom of the circle. What could be there? Again, I'm not blaming the brother-in-law. I'm just saying, because he's been mentioned so many times, we're obviously looking at his facial hair.
Right.
So now what? What, like, if I think back with Tyler Robinson, who's accused of killing Charlie Kirk, it didn't take long. He felt the heat. He saw that picture everywhere. Now, in his case, they also had his gun, which was very distinctive. But he panicked and he confessed. His parents saw the sneakers. You mentioned the sneakers. They recognized those. They recognized he had the hat, his build. I mean, clearly, you know your child's build. And this guy may have a mother out there who recognizes his build too, even if he's not married. And they contacted him to say, the dad said, send us a picture of your gun, because the dad was really suspicious. And he wound up confessing to his family, and then they brought in a family friend who brought him into the cops. So how do you see this going, Chad?
Probably about 4 different ways, I would say. I think Maureen would agree. You're either going to have this thing turn into a cold case. Worst case scenario, we don't want to happen. 2, he comes forward and says, the gig's up. Maybe I'll get a lesser sentence depending on what he's done with Nancy, whether she's alive or deceased. You know, I am getting charged, but maybe I won't see the death penalty if I come in and confess. Someone's going to recognize him and call in and report him. Or the last case scenario, well, I guess there's 2 more in a sense. Well, I guess last case scenario is he self-terminates himself.
Unalives himself, which I hope doesn't happen.
Yes.
No. Don't be a
No, I hope it
coward.
doesn't happen
Don't be
either,
a
because then we're
coward.
never going to know.
No. Do you want to hear what I hope happens?
Then we're never going to know.
Best case scenario?
Yeah.
He starts acting crazy. Everyone calls the police. 7 people he knows calls the police. 3 departments arrive, all with police dogs. They unleash the dogs who rip him to shreds on film, and we can all watch it over and over.
Yeah. Yes. Yes, you want to see him suffer, but not without finding Nancy first. I mean, like there is still a scenario. You look at Savannah's statement today, just immediately, after the pictures came out. We believe she's still alive. Like we are cynical law enforcement and news people who don't have a direct relation to the victim. So I think it's a lot easier for us to be like, the odds are she's no longer alive. We've covered enough of these stories or been involved in solving these cases that's where we went. And Savannah, if she weren't so close to it, would probably be where we are. But she has all cause to keep hope alive. And we are not, we don't know. We could be wrong. Nancy Guthrie could be alive. And this could be the guy who has her. We don't know why. We don't know why there wasn't a ransom, assuming he wasn't connected to the Bitcoin scam, why there wasn't a ransom, why there's been no demands. There's been nothing whatsoever. It hasn't even been like from a psycho. I feel like from a psycho, we would have gotten Savannah, marry me, or like, I'm going to get somebody else next unless I get Savannah to do the following things. Like the psycho can't really hold it together for 10 days, stay underground, make no demands. That's just feeling less likely to me. Murder for hire
and care for her.
That could be good because somebody's going to talk. Murder for hire requires a conspiracy with multiple people, and someone could panic right about now, given how the heat just got turned up, and talk. What were you saying, Maureen?
I was just saying that, is this the type of person that's going to feed and care for an elderly person who's wounded? I mean,
yeah,
those two don't seem to coexist to me. But I understand her believing in miracles. I would be on my knees, storming the heavens, praying for a miracle in a situation like this. And I've prayed a lot for Savannah's mom.
Yeah, same. We talked earlier this week with Jim about the kidnapping of the Exxon president. He was president of the company. I actually learned more about that yesterday. It was 1992, and the guy was like a real regular Joe. He didn't want a guard. He didn't want to live his life under, security threat all the time, having a guard drive him and his wife out to dinner. So he said no to that. He drove himself around in a station wagon and was pretty well known. And the 2 kidnappers, one was former law enforcement and his wife. They moved his newspaper down closer to the road that morning because he would come out of his house himself and grab his newspaper, and they moved it closer to the bottom of his driveway so that they could get him more easily. And they grabbed him one morning. He did fight, and they shot him in the arm, and they got him into their getaway vehicle, and they put him in a box, it sounded like a casket almost, like a small box, shot, injured, and then put the box in storage. And I guess it got to 120 degrees. It was a very hot time of year, and he died within 4 days. But they didn't tell the family that. They kept the ruse going for some 54 days, and it was an $18 million demand, and Exxon was going to pay it. They wanted their executive back, but they had no trouble with proof of life, and there was a negotiation. There wasn't radio silence like this. They did know that their charge had died, but they were playing the ruse to the end. Here, there's been none of that. None of that. Clay, it's like radio silence other than the weird Bitcoin thing that offered absolutely no proof of life. And so what's the end game of this person? It keeps leading me back to, this is about ending Nancy Guthrie. It's not about getting a ransom payment.
I hope
I agree.
I'm wrong.
And the way he's dressed, it's just very amateurish. Just does not look like a trained professional type of assassin. Who carries their pistol like that?
Seriously.
Just yeah, I mean, it's just very just kind of thrown together. On the
That's interesting. Wait, Chad. So you're saying that like the way he has that pistol suggests to you this is like an amateur.
I mean, unless he's just so professional, he's just trying to throw everyone off to make it look that way. But no, nobody straps the holster, to them like that. Now, granted, if you're carrying concealed, I carry personally concealed, in my appendix area, but I wouldn't carry an open carry firearm like that. Hook my holster to the front. That's just not a way someone carries. That's not a standard practice to carry a firearm at all.
Mm-hmm. Clearly, the guy was not worried about the neighbor seeing him, Maureen, with a ski mask on and his gun visible to all, with his gloves in the middle of a Tucson evening. Like he knew that these are acre sized properties, and at 2:30 in the morning or 1:47. The odds were against people seeing him, but it's still pretty risky.
I don't think it's that risky. No, it's pitch black out. They have no street lights. They even discourage people from turning their porch lights on because they all want to see the stars. It's pitch black. There's plenty of room. I do think you'd be, if you fired around, someone would hear it though. Even though you have an acre, because I've been to a place in Wisconsin a lot. I've spent a lot of time there, and you can hear when someone's firing a weapon within within an acre or two easily. But if you have a fan on in your room while you're sleeping, you won't hear anything.
Mm-hmm. There's been no reports of that whatsoever. Nothing about a possible shooting or hearing sounds of that. There were reports of increased coyote activity, but it was after the night that Nancy died. It was not, she didn't die. It disappeared. It wasn't that night. It was like several nights later. So, I mean, it could potentially be related, but I don't know if you've ever had coyotes around your house. It sounds god awful when they're mating. It really sounds like some sort of a mass murder is happening outside your door. Could wake up the whole neighborhood. Doesn't mean anything's happening to a human. International disputes, inflation, rising national debt, digital currency. There's a never-ending list of reasons gold has risen over 700% in the last 20 years. And a never-ending list of reasons smart Americans diversify a portion of their savings into precious metals with Birch Gold Group. Gold can thrive during uncertainty, which is why it's a crucial part of a balanced strategy. It gives you peace of mind, given all the events that could impact the U.S. economy. See if holding gold in a tax-sheltered retirement account is right for you. Birch Gold can help you convert an existing IRA or 401k into an IRA in gold. Just text MK to the number 989898 to receive your free info kit on gold. There's no obligation, just useful information. With an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau and tens of thousands of happy customers, consider letting Birch Gold help you diversify with gold, so you too can have peace of mind regardless of the uncertainty. Text MK to 989898. Thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.